If you've been struggling to get scholarship in 2025 and you've not succeeded, please do not give up hope. There are still plenty of scholarship available, and I'm going to be making videos about all of them from now up until the end of the year. Please do not give up. You only need one. And take it from me, when you experience full scholarship, it is really good. It is amazing. And I want you to experience that. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Brendo. I'm a PhD student and I got full scholarship for my program. Even though I was not the typical best, I got two and I had to select the best for myself. And that helped me to see that you do not always have to be the best, but you have to be intentional. You have to be deliberate in your application process. And what I do now is to encourage and motivate and guide international students to submit strong applications. In today's video, we're going to talk about a different scholarship in Australia from Edith Cowan University. And I'm going to show you the step-by-step guide on how to submit a strong application. But look, I don't simply want to show you how to apply to this scholarship. I want you to apply to this scholarship, and I'm here to guide you on every step of the way. I've done extensive research into this to see how we can, secure full scholarship for this, and I'll show you all the steps. So this is the action plan. Step number one, please watch this video to the end. There are some things I say at the middle of the video or towards the end of the video that is critical for you to your securing the scholarship. Number two, please take action. So as soon as you start watching this video, if you have a laptop close by, please start applying immediately. You can start the application today, even if you do not complete it. It's something that can also motivate you. So begin the application today, and then maybe subsequently you finish it. Step number three, you have to contact supervisors. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, supervisors do not respond. And yes, but there is a proven way to contact supervisors and you get results all the time. I would also talk about it in this video. So please stay with me to the end of the video. And now let's get started. Here we have the Edith Cowan University, and it's the ECU Higher Degree by Research Scholarships for Masters by Research and PhD scholarship. And it's a research scholarship or the RTP stipend scholarship. So it covers your full tuition and it also covers your stipend. And sometimes it covers other allowance. For international students, you get partial reimbursement of overseas student health cover. Okay, and it's for 3 years for Doctor of Philosophy and 2 years for Master by Research. So it is a great scholarship, I would say. Now, looking at the important date, we've talked about it earlier. It closes on the 16th of October. Today is the 30th of September. So please, I beg you, one thing to also do is to try to contact a supervisor today or tomorrow or the day after. Today is Tuesday, so between now and Friday, try to contact like 2 or 3 supervisors. You need that, please. And this applies to domestic, international, postgraduate, or research students. Now, at a glance, I would leave a link in the description for you to come read this. This just basically talks about what makes you eligible and not. But the main focus is the research degrees. So I think I would also leave a link in this part. There are different research degrees, like I said, for Masters by Research and PhD program. And if you look at the research degrees, there are different ones. So for doctorate, remember it's like this. So if you see something like this, just click on the plus sign. For doctorate, you have Doctor of Philosophy and you have Doctor of Philosophy integrated. Now the integrated here basically means, I'll show you. So for the integrated, it means you have 1 year for pre-doctoral studies. And this one is more like a master's where you do some form of research, your first semester and second semester. And then from year 2 to year 4, you do your PhD. You can also apply to this if you have only bachelor's. Okay, for master's courses, master's by research program. So everything here are master's by research program. And remember, one of the criteria for this is you need to have admission before you apply. Basically, that means you need to have a supervisor approving your work before the 16th and then submit your application before the 16th. And that is why I say begin the application today. Okay, for the master's courses, I think it is all inclusive. We have Master of Arts, Master of Business by Research, Master of Education, Law, Midwifery. And for many of these things, even if you have, for example, we're going to look at Master of Education by Research, even if you do not have a bachelor's degree in English or in education, you can do Master of Education if you have teaching experience, which I believe many persons do have. So let's take an example for Master of Education by Research. So for Master of Education by Research, now this is important. If you do not have your own research proposal, I mean, if you have your own research topic, if you have your research topic, you can just go through this approach and then just apply to this program. Just begin your application. It's important to look at the academic admission requirement. You can read it up. Now, sometimes it tells you that for academic requirement, you should have, for example, in education, you should have a Bachelor of Education, but it says, alternatively, applicant can have a bachelor degree in any other field. So regardless of your field, you can still apply to this. And then of course, if it's any other field, you should have extensive professional experience or have 3 years of teacher training. So you see that all plus extensive professional experience. So if you do that, you can still apply to this scholarship. But let's assume for some reason you do not have all of these and you think there are other things you have that you can use or that makes you qualified for this program, then I would recommend you contact the school as they would be able to assist you with that. Okay. And then you can look at the English language requirement, but also remember if you are from an English language speaking environment like English and like Nigeria or Ghana, you can apply for a waiver. Now, for the Masters by Research, it's 2 year program. First, for your first year, first semester, you do some introductory course, but after then, from semester 2 to the end, you just simply focus purely on research. Now, that's for Master of Education. We also have another one here, which is Master of Business by Research. For Master of Business by Research, you can still look at the entry requirement. For academic requirements, you need a 70% or higher in your bachelor degree in business. So 70%. And if you did not get that 70%, please seek advice from the course coordinator before applying. I would always tell you there is no harm in trying. So just, tell the course coordinator your challenges or what makes you, but always position yourself in the from the stand of strength. And what that basically means, do not highlight your weaknesses, but position your weaknesses as strength, as something good coming out of it. And then you can go ahead to apply for this program. All right. But now let's talk about this other one. Let's look at the scholarship proper. I'm just going to increase the size. So for the higher degree by research, once again, it opens on the 3rd and closes on the 16th. How do you apply? Well, you just look at all these different projects. They are all fascinating and interesting subjects. We're going to look at some of them. However, something to keep in mind is you may propose your own project, but it has to align with the research priorities of the proposed supervisors. I will show you how to contact the supervisor soon. But really, the idea here is if you have your own research proposal, then go ahead and look for someone who can supervise you by looking at the potential supervisor's webpage and their publications. It says here that you must contact the proposed supervisors prior to submitting your application via the portal. And that is why I say you can begin the application and then try to contact a supervisor. There are different projects that are currently available, and you can see here if you want to go by this proposed project, we're going to look at some of them. Then you follow this approach, you can read up on it. But if you want to propose your own project, your own topic, then you can also follow this process, which is get a supervisor. Once you get that approval, just immediately begin the application or submit the application, complete it. Okay, now look at some of the projects existing for School of Art and Humanities. And there's also projects for School of Business, School of Education, School of Engineering, School of Medical and Health Sciences, School of Nursing and Midwifery, and School of Science. So just pick any one. Not all of them are PhD based. Some of them are for masters by research, and some do not indicate, but you can look for it. So basically, they are all PDF material, and the PDF material will give you the summary and then preferred skill set. Now, the preferred skill set will tell you what they expect of you, and if you think you have that skill set, you can go ahead and apply for it. For example, you should have passion and enthusiasm for the research topic. It does not mention here that they want a PhD student. And so if you have masters by research, you can also apply to this one. Now, it also mentioned that you should know how to use quantitative, you should be, of course, conversant with quantitative and qualitative methodologies and the use of relevant software. If you do not know how to use this thing, it says desired. It's not compulsory, but these things are desired. If you do not know how to use this, please learn it while applying to this. You can spend 1 or 2 days or a week learning these things, but do not miss the opportunity because you don't know what these are. A simple Google search will teach you what these are, and then if you binge watch YouTube on how to use the relevant software, you can do it. That is all about being intentional and deliberate. Okay, so this is just an example. There are many other scholarships here for you to look at. This one is love is more than a four-letter word, whatever it is. You can open it up and let's see the project summary. We're not going to read the project summary, but you can look at it. What we are looking at is the skill set. Now it says a self-motivated PhD candidate. That's what they're looking for. And it's not one, they're looking for more than one. If only what you have is a bachelor's degree, but you have experience, you can reach out to Deborah and explain your condition or situation and ask if you can apply to this scholarship. And of course, the way you present that information also matters. The way you contact her also matters. So take a look and just look at each and every one of them and find out which one would interest you. Okay. Now, for you to contact a supervisor, I'm going to leave a link to also this page. For you to contact a supervisor, you can come to the different schools. There are several schools here. I think there are about 10 different schools. Click on the selected school, business and law, arts and humanities, education, whichever one works for you. And then when you click on them, say for example, we click on education. This is education. If you click on education, you'll see four tabs. Then just simply go to staff. Click on staff and it brings you here. I had to open everything so we don't waste time. Um, Click on staff, it brings you to the different staffers in the university, and you can write to any of them, but you have to make sure the person's work affiliate with, is similar to your own research. Okay, so I've opened the one of Matthew. So if we click on Matthew, it brings us here. So this is Matthew, Associate Professor Matthew. And this is his email address for you to send him an email. And of course, this is archive number ID. You can see his publications here, but those details are already here. You can look at his research interest if it aligns with your research proposal. Speaking of research proposal, if you do not know how to write a research proposal, please do let me know in the comment section. There is a video I have on that. Um, you can also look at the qualifications, but more importantly, I want you to focus on his publications, the research outputs. So these are journals articles, these are conference publications. You can take a look at it. They are all unique, and then find out if anyone aligns with your research interest, and then you can comment on this work in your email. He has also participated in other research projects, both current and past. But I think another thing that is interesting is you can look at the current supervision. He's currently doing a supervision on this. But what I found fascinating is completed supervision. And these are all Master of Education, Master of Education, Master of Education. So you can even tell him that he has done supervision in a work related to what you want to do, or he has assisted in a particular supervision or topic you are interested in. So that is also something helpful in case you're looking at other supervisors and find out what it is. I have a video, like I said. So if you come to my channel, so just go to my channel. Thank you for being here. I appreciate all you do. So come to my channel and go to playlist. If you click on playlist, there are three main playlists, and one of them is scholarship document. If you click on scholarship document, it will show you all the documents you need and how to do them. These are just other things that are not directly related. So for example, I have, if you have to write an SOP, but this is the part, how to email potential supervisor. And this is a guaranteed blueprint. You would definitely get a response. For every 10 application you submit, at least 7 or 8, you get a response from the supervisors. And if you're wondering how to write a research proposal, I have a good video here that explains how to write a research proposal. There you have it, guys. It is now time for you to begin the application. So go to the relevant portal, begin your application, contact the supervisors, just work with this plan. Between today and Friday, you want to send 3 or 4, contact 3 or 4 supervisors. Please do that between now and Friday. And then you give them about a week or two to respond to you. And once you get that approval you need, you know the next thing to do, complete the application and submit. I strongly believe you can do this. And I want to say all the best in your scholarship application. If you found this video very interesting, please remember to like the video, remember to subscribe, share it with anyone you think would find this video fascinating or interesting. If you've enjoyed this video, you would also find this video very remarkable too. And I want to say all the best in your scholarship application. Cheerio.